Welcome to Illnoise Entertainment Radio. I'm your friend and host, Marcus Kelly. We're here at Investment for Cowards, and we have Aaron and Inger, and she's a credit slayer, and we have a financial guru here, and they're going to tell us about investing and getting yourself out of debt, correct? And helping you with your finances and slaying some of those credit problems that you have out there. So without further ado, could you guys go ahead and introduce yourself?
Queens first.
Thank you. I am Inger Wafer, the Credit Slayer. I am the CEO and owner of Credit Slayer Consulting Services. I do a vast variety of things, but the main thing is to help the community and business owners, entrepreneurs with building personal and business credit and credit repair.
Wow. She's slaying credit. So when you say credit slayer, do you actually have like a sword? Did you jump out and just cut the credit in half?
Machete.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about. She's chopping credit up. She's cutting your bills in half and getting you half of your money back.
Correct.
Or maybe all of your money back. It all depends. So we're going to get right back to you. What about you, Aaron?
Aaron Dillion, born and raised right here in Dallas, Texas. Born and raised.
Okay.
Man, I've been doing financial services for 10 years, and my main focus, man, is to educate and liberate, especially in our community, man, the importance of understanding principles and or fundamentals on how to get wealthy the right way.
Wow.
And I'm excited to share this, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. So,
well, we're very excited about having you guys here, man. Have anyone ever told you, you know that guy that played on, what was that, Will's Fresh Prince, the butler?
Jeffrey? Jeffrey?
You guys kind of you could really make some money as Jeffrey. Like you look like you have that voice. Like no, Jeffrey was from like England or some shit. Like he was real proper. And that's like the character I see you portraying. Like serious, like a distinguished type of dude. Seriously, man. No bullshit. They just cracking up. She's like Jeffrey? It's like Dre.
That's a new one because I get called Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Murphy.
I can see Kevin.
Man,
but they say Kevin because of your height. But like you're more like a.
Now, they didn't know I was short, man. I could say
The Devin. I'm going for the Devin now. I'm still trying to save myself. I'm going for the Devin now. Type of guy. You know what I'm talking about?
6'5" radio listeners, okay?
Okay. 6'5" in his dreams. In his dreams with some boots on. It's like more like 4'2", but 4'2" is okay in Dallas. We're okay with 4'2". My girlfriend's 4'5", 11. Yeah, 4'5", 11. Her measurements and shit. 4'5", 11. 26, 36, 46. But back to the show. This show has really taken off on a tangent here. Like what happened? I don't know. We were talking about. It was me. It was my fault. But we love having fun here, and that's what it's about. Could you tell us about your financial services? How to want to come and get your financial services? Where do we go?
Well, first of all, man, you can reach me personally, man. My cell number is 214-429-0575. You can also reach me at my Yahoo, which is aarondillion@yahoo.com, and it's Aaron with an E. ERINDI.
See, he's not even black.
You know what I'm saying? So my entire name is Irish, but I am most definitely homegrown. Don't ask. My mama's from West Dallas.
I'm black Irish. I'm black Irish too. My last name is Kelly, man. You know what I'm talking about?
See, I don't know. I think it's something had to do with the ancestors 300
Boy,
years
you know they got full of that drink, and the slaves was over there, and give me shilling.
Big heart.
Hey, I'm telling you, man.
That was a little too good.
Hey, I'm Irish, man. Black Irish, Blirish, my friend.
So you can reach me like that, man. Again, that's aarondillion@yahoo.com. Cell number 214-429-0575.
Wow. Okay. So tell us something about what would we look for in the financial? You do financial. You help with finances, or you help when the person's in debt. How do your services work?
So I'm a licensed representative, so I actually have the tools to sit down and not only have the conversation but provide the service. One of the things that I really like to talk to people about is basic fundamental investing and understanding that rich people invest, poor people save. Has nothing to do with your education, your ethnicity group, or even who you pray to, man. Money's a tool, and the tool has to be used, but it's only going to be used to its fullest potential based on the understanding of the user. And a lot of us have a lack of education because it's not taught in our schools, not taught in our homes, not taught in the community. So when you sit down with someone like me, the first thing is, how much do you know about money? And teaching people simple things like, it's not how much you make, it's how you make your money. Rich people invest, poor people save. And just understanding that principle teaches people that money is a tool that can either build wealth or destroy it, depending on you.
So if say a poor person wanted to actually start investing or start buying stock, what would one do with a average paycheck? How would one be able to tell, okay, well, once I pay my bills here and I only have this much left, how would one discern how what he's going to put in this, or what is he going to invest it or not?
Man, that's a great question, but here lies the problem, and it's in the statement you just said. After all the bills are paid, then what is left? That is actually the poorest mental makeup you can have. And this is just something I've learned in the industry, and I didn't know this, man, because in the household, we always pay our bills, make sure this is paid for, and then what's left we hold on to, right? And you got to understand, man, money's a tool, and it's designed to be spent or invested. At some point, it's going to go. It's not designed to go with you, right? So what rich people do, they change the habit. They don't say, let me pay all my bills first, and then what's left I invest. They skim off the top. So if a rich person, say for an example, you can give a guy $5,000, and if he understands money, he'll take at least $1,000 for himself, and then what's left he'll pay bills with. And what doesn't get paid doesn't get paid.
So rob Peter, pay Paul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gamble with this right here, and I'm gonna wait. I'll pay you $50 on this month, 50 over here, 100 over here. But in the big run, this will land a bing on me. So eventually, if this do bing, then I can pay it all. And still be able to do what I'm doing.
So here's what it is. Self-preservation is man's nature, right? So in order to really, truly understand investing, you got to learn how to pay yourself first. That's a golden principle. And a lot of us get our money and we pay everybody we owe before we pay ourselves. We give ourselves the pennies on the dollar and give everybody else the fruit of our labor. And wonder why we're broke and not rich and not wealthy. Well, man, you can make 30 grand a year. In 30 years, you made well over $1 million. Why you don't see it? Because you gave it away. So you have to learn how to reinvest back in you. So the principles we talk about when we sit down and talk to me, man, they're just strategies and techniques that have been kept secret but are so fundamental. It's almost easy for a third grader to learn. I'm not going to take all of my money and go pay my bills. No. I need to invest. I need my money to work for me. And if you never learn how to make money while asleep, you're working till the grave.
All right. So with credit slayers, you guys help slay the debt that a person got itself into? And how do you go about doing that?
So one of the basic steps is to, what a lot of us culturally don't do, is to look at our credit report. It is important to have a credit monitoring system, a way to see what is being reported on your credit report. And a lot of times we don't know that. We don't know that's why the breaches are happening. That's why identity theft is as prevalent as it is. So we look at the credit report, and then we decide from there where are the items that are negatively impacting your credit score, whether it's charge-offs, collections, excessive inquiries, things of that nature. And then we come up with a plan, because there's always a way, an angle to remove these things. A lot of people don't know that it can actually be your debt, but there are some ways and angles around it, according to the FCRA, that we can remove those things and permanently and increase your credit scores accordingly.
All right. Well, that's great. So if one wanted to acquire some of these, some of this information from you guys, what would we have to do? How will we get in contact with you?
Okay, so you can contact me at 888-523-5777, or you can email me at creditslayer@ingerwafercoach.info.
All right. What about you, Aaron?
Same personal. The email and the telephone number I gave out again is 214-429-0575. Email as well, erinnDillon@yahoo.com.
So what would you, this is a quick last question, what would you guys say to a person that's having credit issues and a person that really needs help financially?
Well, I would actually say is that it's something that's so funny that you're sitting with me here today when credit meets investment, because they both go together. I would say that the first thing you want to do is make sure you're in a good place with your credit, because credit plus your income plus investment is what's going to get you in a better financial position.
Totally agree. Matter of fact, I second that motion.
Now, what about the young generation? There's a lot of young kids growing up now, and they're getting jobs, and they're moving out of mom and dad's house, and they're starting to acquire their own lifestyle. How would they? What would you say to them at an early run? You know, like, should they start saving their money now? Should they start putting back? Should they start investing? Should they put away for a rainy day? Like, what tips could you give them on being financially stable?
Well, I definitely am passionate about that piece right there, because we know that it's strategically set up to where when you're 17 and 18, when you're coming out of high school, they're on you, trying to get you to get credit cards and things of that nature. So by the time you're 20, 21, 22, you're in financial debt.
Yeah. And
so
even coming out of high school
absolutely.
with the debt. Yeah. So
I would definitely say investment. That's the first thing you want to educate your children on. They're never too young to learn. And I'm going to say this real quick. I know someone of the Caucasian persuasion, somebody that I really work close with, and at 16, his father taught him how to trade and invest. He died. By the time this young man turned 22, he was a multimillionaire. So now that's all he does is invest and trade. No job. But if somebody like that said, if we said that, we're skeptical because we don't see that type of thing. We're not taught that type of thing.
And that's the thing. When I was younger, I used to see all these white guys, young teenage college grads, sitting at home in the beach, the beach walkers, the shirt on. They just sitting at the computer punching numbers. They getting paid. Oh yeah, I just bought into Pepsi. Oh yeah, Apple just went up. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing? All I saw was just numbers, and these guys are getting paid just sitting at the house looking at numbers, and I was like, man, I want to do that. I want to be able to do that. I want to have the money to do that. And I always thought you had to be rich to be able to, to do the stocks and everything. But you can start in stocks as low as $1. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
$50, $100, you can buy in the Apple or something, So it's just about how much you are willing to sacrifice in order to actually gain in the future. Because a lot of people want that quick turnaround. But with investments, some are quick and some are not. You may have a company that's a growing company 5-10 years down the line. The company that made a big success, now you're a millionaire. You can either keep that money growing, keep it for your family to keep growing and growing and growing, or you can sell it at that point for a nice piece of change, So you have that option, but we have to create those opportunities and open those windows so we'll be able to have those options in the future that'll be able to help our grandchildren, and so we'll have something to leave. And most of us don't think like that. So I'm glad that you guys stopped by today. You're a part of the family now, so feel free to come by and keep us posted on what's going on with your companies. Is there anything else you would like to say before we get out of here?
There is one thing I would like to say, because you asked the question about what should the younger generation with, newer and upcoming people. The first thing I would say, man, is seek the information and you'll find it. I will give you a golden nugget that wasn't given to me until I got into the industry. Look up what compound interest means. Learn the rule of 72. This is a basic fundamental rule that all banks, investments, and insurance companies abide by. Okay? When you understand that investing is a principle that all people have to abide by, like gravity, you'll realize that this information is kept secret and kept away on purpose. Because the less you know, the more they make. So ignorance is really not bliss, it's a profit. And it depends on who's on the other side of that table, getting it. So look up compound interest, man. Albert Einstein made the statement that the power of compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe, and it's for a reason. You can't beat numbers. So everything you are going to learn about money in the financial industry is a numbers game. So fall in love with the numbers, fall in love with the process, and get good at it, and then teach it to the next generation. This is how you break that curse.
Amen.
So I'm excited, man. Let's get this money.
Already. Well, with that being said, thank you guys for coming by. Like I said, you're a part of the family now. Feel free to keep us posted on what's going on, and if you come up with more, even better ways for us to save money or help us with our finances, be sure to tell us, because the world needs to know this, especially our people. Mark Quinn.
Shout out to Mark Quinn.
Already, and we're out. Illnoise.